Good evening and welcome to the Shelby Community Band concert tonight entitled A Christmas Festival. My name is Angelo Anton and I am the director of this group seated behind me. And that first piece you heard was called A Most Wonderful Christmas, which featured about half a dozen different Christmas tunes in different styles and in different instruments. The next piece is Greensleeves arrangement, and it's what I would call a fantasy or Fantasia. Many people have heard of that term before, especially with Disney and the term Fantasia, and generally meaning it's a musical composition that is often in an improvised style. And what you'll notice is Greensleeves will start off in the way you hear it traditionally, and as it moves through, it's going to change where it's being played in different parts of the band, in different styles. There's a bolero-like rhythmic section. There's all kinds of different things you're going to hear it move through as the Greensleeves tune is being played. So we hope you enjoy this arrangement of Greensleeves. Our next piece up, that mic is really loud, is something you are probably very familiar with. It is based on the Tchaikovsky ballet, The Nutcracker, which was originally premiered about 130 years ago in St. Petersburg, Russia. And like many works of that time, it was not a smash hit that it is today. In fact, most critics and audience members alike were not a huge fan. It clocked in at about 85 minutes without any intermission or pauses for any applause. He went on later actually to make about a 20-minute suite, which is way more popular actually than the ballet was. And of that, we're doing about a 4-minute version of that. And so you'll hear a couple familiar tunes. You'll hear the March of the Toys, you'll hear the Waltz of the Flowers, and the one that most people know, which is the Trepak, the really fast one. So we hope you enjoy our arrangement of the Nutcracker. So the thing I have written down is now for something completely different. So many of you might be looking at the program and thinking, what does this piece called diminished minor alterations have anything to do with Christmas or holidays or anything? I'm glad you asked, I'll tell you why. So this is a piece that the subtitle of the work is Christmas Through the Looking Glass. And Through the Looking Glass is usually associated with the Alice in Wonderland story, which is an old-fashioned term for a mirror. In this case, the Through the Looking Glass means what is unusual or unexpected. So what you'll find is that many of the Christmas tunes, some of which, hint, hint, you just heard, will be played in ways that you have never heard them, in different instrument groups that you've probably never had them played in, and in styles that you would not expect. For one instance, there is a reference to Shostakovich's Jazz Waltz for people who are really into music. They also have several sections that take other classical tunes and kind of emulate them. So keep your ear open as we play diminished minor alterations and see how many different Christmas tunes you can pick up. So that was a really fun piece to play, and I hope you heard a lot of the different Christmas tunes in just really fun and unique ways. And I know when we first sight read it, it was something that I wasn't sure about, but I think we really enjoyed performing that one. So for next is a piece called In the Bleak Midwinter. And it's probably not a familiar tune to most people, but it was written by Gustav Holst, the guy who wrote The Planets, that Gustav Holst. So this one is actually based off of a poem of the same name. And his first arrangement of this was in the early 1900s. So you're thinking, again, about 120 some years old was this arrangement. And it has some really cool things in it. It takes this main theme that is in the bleak midwinter. And from the title, you think it's going to be a very soft opening, but in fact, it has this kind of big brass John Williams-like opening. And then immediately goes into this really warm clarinet solo. And so it's going to take this theme, and it's going to change it and present it in different ways. Eventually it goes into a woodwind choir before being presented by the whole band in kind of this theme with this cool woodwind obligato rhythmic thing on top of it. And it's a really fun and really warm piece that you probably don't recognize, but we hope you enjoy In the Bleak Midwinter by Gustav Holst. Leroy Anderson is a composer that is pretty well known for Sleigh Ride, which is heard pretty much in every form and every place that you've ever walked in Christmas time. And we'll hear some of that later. But another piece he's well known for, not one that we're actually playing tonight, that you may have heard is called The Typewriter. And it actually featured, yes, a typewriter that played with the orchestra. So that's one of his two well-known pieces. This one, A Christmas Festival, if you think the diminished minor alterations a couple minutes ago, this is the complete opposite. This is pretty much the most traditional arrangement of all of these wonderful Christmas tunes, done in some really fun styles. You'll see several sections that are featured, and then an ending that really just is fun to play. So we hope you enjoy A Christmas Festival. So I want to take a second just to kind of talk about the organization. So for those who are perhaps new, just out of curiosity, has anyone here never seen the Shelby Community Band before? Show of hands. Yeah, thanks so much for coming here, guys. Glad to have you. So this organization here, there we go, house lights. This organization here has been in existence for 40-ish years in some form of another. And I can tell you that 2020 has been the weirdest time to try to run an organization. These folks have really stepped up. We stopped playing for 6 months or so, and then when it got warm, we decided, let's go outside and let's see if people show up. So we were in the Shelby Parks for a while, which was really cool, because we got to be outside and people were walking by. And then when we decided to come back inside, we had to take a lot of precautions. You probably can't see it, but there's this white air purifier. The band has bell covers. So we took a lot of precautions to be here and, to have this happen as it is. So I just wanted to, recognize these folks behind me who took the trust to be here. So if we can give them a hand, they really are the ones that are the brains behind this. So for our next piece is a piece that is not Christmas related directly, but it's called The Willows of Winter. And this is an original composition, which, as the name kind of suggests, has some themes of winter. In fact, the composer's wife said that though a willow may be bowed beneath the weight of winter, its beauty is still seen as the promise of warmth and hope emanate from within. So I think as you're listening to this, you will kind of hear this stillness at first. But then, like in winter, when you look outside and you see the tree being blown around by a snowstorm, you'll hear this ebb and flow of kind of tempo coming forward and then coming back. And then the ending kind of ends almost heroically and then comes to this real quiet conclusion, kind of sometimes the way the winter does. So we hope that you guys enjoy this piece called The Willows of Winter. So the next piece, the title may not immediately ring a bell, but I think once you start hearing it, the March of the Toys will be a familiar tune. It's originally from a 1903 operetta called Babes in Toyland, and when doing research, there was actually like a Laurel and Hardy movie that used this as a basis for it. There's been lots of different iterations in TV and movies up until probably the 2000s. But it was originally by a German-American composer named Victor Herbert. And this composition starts off in sort of a playful manner, and you can really kind of imagine those toys in like Toy Story fashion coming to life. And as it continues to build, it becomes almost militant at times until the whole band's in playing this theme. And then once we get to that climax point, it's almost like they start falling asleep and lose their life and become inanimate at the end with just a couple instruments playing. So we hope you enjoy the March of the Toys. Thanks so much. So before our final piece this evening, there's a whole bunch of thank yous I need to get through. First off, a big thank you to, again, all of our musicians here, but especially two of them who literally stepped in on the 11th hour, Marty Johnson, right? and Nyla Philman, who both came in at the last second. So please give them a huge round of applause. Of course, a huge thank you to Joey Shepard and Triton Central High School for having us here. We've actually been here rehearsing the last 2 weeks, and they've been just so welcoming. We've been able to use all of their percussion equipment. Anyone who's been in the band before knows that we've always had to schlep our gear to every site, and that means getting everyone involved. And it was great just to put a couple of things in my car and drive here and know. And also an amazing thing, which you may or may not know about, but in the back, they're doing a live stream on the internet. So make sure you hit a like button, subscribe down below, ring the notification bell if you're watching at home. So huge thanks to them for being here. So give them a round of applause, please, to Triton Central and Joey Shepard and all the Auditorium staff. We have a couple sponsors and people who have donated money to the band, one of which you hopefully saw in your program, which is Page's Music. And it's really, impressive and kind of tight economic times that anybody's donating to anyone. So Page's Music, which again is located in Indianapolis, and they serve most of the communities around here. Another sponsor in Shelbyville and Shelby County is the Order of the Eastern Star, and they're a philanthropic organization who donate all kinds of stuff. They gave us a nice donation. And Kershaw also gave personally to the band. So all those folks, generous thanks to all of them. And also, just in general, everyone who has been here, and I mentioned earlier about our band members for being here, and also a shout out to our board members who have supported the decision to go forward and to do this in a way that is safe, in a way that, knock on wood, people have been safe and they've been just great to be with. So we appreciate all those people. And, personally, again, for myself, just thanking the band for their hard work and putting up with me, and they have to hear my jokes and puns and things like that, which, as anyone who knows me, is not a fun thing to do. So thanks to everyone. Can we get a round of applause one more time for all those people? So again, on behalf of me and the Shelby Community Band, we just want to wish everyone happy Christmas, happy New Year, happy holidays. We thank you again for being here, or if you're watching at home on YouTube. And our final piece this evening is what I talked about earlier, the well-loved and well-known Leroy Anderson Slater, although I'm missing something. I'll be right back. Hold on. Thank you.